Hello, everybody. How are you on this absolutely gorgeous spring day here in the Northeast? I always say the first 2 weeks in May and the first 2 weeks in October are the most beautiful weeks of the year here in the Northeast. And I think those of you who live here in the Northeast would agree with me. Um, so, Amanda, our guest today, is not from the Northeast. Amanda Raddatz. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about where you live?
Of course. Yes, I'm Amanda and I live in Colorado. I live in Denver, South Denver, and I am surrounded by gorgeous, beautiful blooming trees that are activating my allergies like nothing else. I love it, but yeah, as I'm getting older, my allergies are getting worse. But yeah, and I sing opera and sing professionally, and also do some life coaching on the side, and love nature. So
Okay. You have two boys, right?
I do. I have two boys. Yeah, they're 14 and 17, and they're awesome.
Yeah. So get moving toward that empty nesting, right, Amanda? Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to have a lot to do, but yeah.
So I have Amanda here today. And Amanda, thank you so much for your time. I know how busy you are. But Amanda offered to share a little bit about her perspective, because I think you may have seen some of the shift in our marketing over the past couple of months, where we're really talking about mental fitness. And as you know, one of our lifestyle essentials is mindset, purpose, and vision. And what I've realized over the past couple of years is that the mindset piece is absolutely critical to creating the change you want, overcoming resistance, and overcoming those sabotaging behaviors that haunt every single one of us in different areas of our lives. And so we have really been incorporating mental fitness first as our new approach to overall wellness. And we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. So Amanda, can you share a little bit about your personal journey and your wellness and specific aspects of your wellness that had been resistant to? And I know some of these because of the last program we worked on, but I'm really maybe talk about some of those things you were resistant to and why you think you were resistant to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh gosh, since COVID, or even before that, I think since my second child, I've been resistant to exercise, even though I love to exercise. There's nothing that sets me up for the day better than exercise. And I'm in my exercise clothes right now. I did one of your awesome workouts this morning.
Yay!
And I've not had a chance to, freshen up yet, but luckily you guys can't smell me. But anyway, so I've been, I've been resistant to exercise for years. I've been resistant to eating healthy. I've been kind of eating, pretty badly, which, worked for the rest of my life, except for it doesn't work when you're 52. Not at all. The pounds just come on and keep coming on. So yeah, so those would be definitely two things I've been resistant to.
Yeah. And we all can experience that, when we're resistant to different things in life, not just wellness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Amanda, what motivated you to focus? And we talked about this on mental fitness when you were going through the process with us in our wellness program. So what motivated you to focus on that?
Well, I've realized that, I think I've probably been on a diet my whole life, like on and off, of course, though, because you go on the diet and then 2 weeks later, you're starving and your motivation is gone. And, or, as people will learn in this class, you're attacked by your saboteurs, like your fear. It's like all of a sudden you get scared of being looking good. You know, what does that mean for me? Am I going to be a different person, or are you, just all these different saboteurs that come in and just pound you down and totally break the diet. And then, you know, your self-esteem is so destroyed by not being successful that, you know, you start making bad choices again, and then you just give up. So that's,
So you started to recognize it. And I know through some of your work that you've been doing with your coaching, some of these trends for your clients, and then you're kind of taking a look at yourself, right? Yeah, that has happened to me. I've had my clients, some of them don't even know how much they've actually changed and helped me transform my life,
wow.
right? Yeah. So tell me how, focusing on mental fitness first, and as you were going through the program, what did you see it affecting, or what surprised you about it?
Well, I guess everything. um, uh, for me, it's always been a mental struggle. The whole thing. I've always had a very, you know, kind of low self image, and working on the mental part where you're just learning to love yourself. You know, I mean, you know, working with looking at a picture of you as a child and seeing this beautiful child, and seeing all the love you feel for this child, and then incorporating it in your adult self. Wow. It makes you accept yourself. And because when you're in the state of beating yourself up for a bad choice, it just is self-perpetuating. It just, gets worse and worse. And when you can let go of that and feel the acceptance that comes with the mental fitness, it's a total game changer, because you can get back on and without beating yourself up and just keep going.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing.
So we kind of talk about mental fitness and how, well, what is mental fitness? Mental fitness simply is how much time during a day is your brain serving you versus sabotaging you? That's really it. How fit are you? And what you need to think about, everybody who's listening to us, is that your brain is just like your body. Your brain has muscle. In some areas, it's not developed as much as it is in other areas. And some of those areas that it's really developed really does not serve us. And other areas that are underdeveloped, where they can really serve us, need to be built up. So that's why we call it's just like mental muscle is just like going to the gym to get your body strong and connected and serving you. Right, Amanda?
Yeah.
So given that, tell us a little bit about some of the strategies or techniques that you've been using. I know what they are, but if you can explain a little bit about that to our audience.
Yeah. Well, um, some of the techniques that I've been taught are that, if you find yourself in one of those, in actually any negative emotion, bringing yourself back, by focusing on your senses, focusing on like the feeling of your feet as you're walking, the feeling, you can feel the top of your, your shoe pressing against the top of your foot, um, focusing on rubbing two fingers together. It's the easiest thing, and it's a great thing you can do even when you're, you know, talking on a call like this, or or you're just about to go on stage, or you're about to give a lecture, or whatever. You can do it, and it just completely calms your nervous system and puts you in the right part of your brain that, I have found puts me in flow as a performer. I can use it for performing, not just for this class. I can use it in like every area of my life. So it's been amazing. Or like as a parent, it's like, okay, I can feel the saboteur coming in. I'm getting triggered. I would love to yell, but that's not the right solution. So yeah, I mean, so it just puts you right in the right part of your brain.
Oh,
to be able
Amanda,
to
I
go
couldn't
by.
agree more. This work that we're doing, it affects every area of your life, and hopefully it does trickle down. You're going to teach your kids, you're going to teach your spouse um, what you're doing and how transformational it is, and how much happier you are as a person. And Amanda, I so see that in you. Like you're just you're just happier generally. You're calmer, and so I'm curious, Amanda, because I know you really resisted the exercise part. So can you tell me how you use some of your techniques to when you were feeling that resistance to exercising and how you overcame it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the resistance to exercise was all of my, sabotaging behavior. Um, Coming in and attacking me and saying, "Oh, you're too tired," or "Oh, you have this and this and this to do." Um, uh, but um, but the mental fitness gives me the clarity of mind to say, okay, if my workout is at 7 o'clock in the morning, I need to prepare it the night before. I need to make sure that I have all my stuff together. And then also a big part is at the same time my class starts, the fitness class starts, my kid has 10 more minutes before he gets out the door. So, in the past, I would be like, oh, I can't go late. I can't go late. And so, but this has helped me say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going anyway because I'm doing this for myself.
Yep.
And all the instructors, all of you guys are just like, just come, and I don't feel any judgment. It's so nice. I don't feel like I'm disturbing the rest of the class. I'm just logging into my computer. So it's been amazing for that. The lack of judgment and the ability to pre-plan, which is a big struggle for me. So all these things are amazing.
That is a great example, Amanda, of shifting from the default negative thinking side of your brain to the more positive and creative and empathetic side of your brain.
Hmm.
So you're like, okay, how can I be creative about this? And all I need to do is prepare at night. Winner, resistance gone, saboteurs put in their place, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool. Love it. So, last thing I wanted to ask you is what advice would you give somebody who's currently struggling with resistance toward different aspects of their wellness, even their life? It doesn't have to be wellness, although our wellness is our life. That's my philosophy. So, what kind of advice would you give them in terms of um, starting to quiet their sabotaging behaviors and then really using their creative and empathetic and empowered side of their brain?
Well, honestly, I think you need to know what your sabotage, what your, in this mental fitness program, you know, eh, knowing is, you know, a giant part of the battle. I won't say half the battle because it's not half of it, but it's a giant part of the battle is knowing which ones are the ones that are sabotaging you. I mean,
Yes.
I have avoider, huge avoider. I have a lot of fear. I have some victim in me. All these things have different indications. So knowing them is huge because once you can recognize it, it's like, oh, so I had this avoider instinct in me. That's why I've been a procrastinator. And it really has helped release that excuse for me.
Hmm.
I have ADHD, and it's like it has helped me with my ADHD, having all this knowledge and being able to use all these tools. It's incredible. Oh gosh, I don't know if that really answered your
It
question.
did. It did. To know who your saboteurs are. And you guys, what we're going to do, I should have put this link up beforehand, but we have a link to the Positive Intelligence website, which is the coaching style that we've been using now in our programs. And you can actually take an assessment, and it gives you back a pretty detailed list. There's 10 saboteurs that you get like kind of rated on. And I'll tell you what, when I got mine back, I was blown away. Did they nail me? And everybody says that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So know what they are.
Yeah.
Your top saboteurs are.
It's
Um,
amazing. And then
yeah,
having the tools to deal with them. I mean, because just knowing them is great, but
yeah,
actually getting the tools to deal with them is life
yes.
changing. So
Yes.
mhm.
And yeah, so we are actually starting our next cohort of our Happy Body Project, which we break up into 2 sections. So our first section is 6 weeks of mental fitness. So if you just want to do the mental fitness side of things, that's great. Or you can bundle it together with our 10-week wellness program. So we would do mental fitness first so that you're primed and ready to go and crush it like Amanda did last time around. So that starts in about 2 weeks. So I will also put up a link here that you can schedule a call with me to talk about this and see if it's something that is a fit for you at this point in your life. And I think that if you do decide to do this kind of work, it will be totally life transformational for you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So thank you, Amanda, so much for sharing your time with us and your experience and your vulnerability. And we will see you in the studio. You are officially an exerciser now, right?
I am officially, yes.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us, whoever popped on here. And again, I will put up a link for the saboteur assessment, and I will also put a link for my to schedule a call with me. Okay. So have a fantastic day. You're all amazing. And remember, you are limitless.